we'll talk about in the next few minutes can also be used throughout the year, not just in the fall, but can be used pretty much any time of year the fish are around that you're trying to target. What I'd like to talk about today is kind of targeting nearshore species, basically Spanish mackerel and bluefish and false albacore. And it's a variety of casting and trolling. So we'll start with the casting. We offer a few different jigs. One, our traditional sparkle jig, comes in a variety of sizes and colors. Sizes from 3/4 of an ounce up to 2 ounce. 4-sided jig, gold hook on it for extra flash. Can be casted to any species, Spanish, bluefish, albacore, busting bait on top of the water. You can work it just under the water column or skip it across the top of the water. The next item will be a new product that we've come out with this year called the Thingamajig. Again, it's a casting jig. It is a flat-sided jig, still keeping the gold hook for the extra flash. The body gives you a little bit more flash, a little bit more narrow profile, which allow you to keep it on top of the water and skip it with less retrieve or a slower retrieve. The second thing this will be very deadly for is jigging around live bottom and around inlet channels for gray trout. So definitely look for these in the store. I think they'll be very productive for you. Moving right along, another thing for casting is if you want to have an extra hook and a little more presence, I guess. This is the double shot. It's still the sparkle jig with a rubber squid over the top, but then you have a second squid up front. This is very effective again for casting to schooling fish, but is also very well and very productive when trolling. I typically troll this right off a spinning rod tip, standard 8 to 14 pound class rod tip, right on top of the water. Mix it in with any Clark spoons or anything else you may be trolling, deep divers, but it'll skip across the surface and work very well for you. Another product is called the Spanish Daisy, which we've had for a while. It's rigged on AFW 40-pound cable. It's 3 squid, all with individual gold hooks and the Christmas tree style effect. This is a deadly product when trolling behind a planer, skipping across the top of the water just off the rod tip, or you can even put it behind a bird. When doing it with a planer, just like with anything in Clark spoon, you want about 30 feet of leader between the planer and your bait just to get it away from the planer. If you rig it on top, you're going to shorten it up just a little bit to about 3 to 5 feet, if not even closer, when pulling a bird. That is something we do already pre-rigged. Spanish Daisies comes pre-rigged on the bird for those people that don't have to worry about tying the extra connection. This would be run just on top and either straight down the center off the back of your boat or off one side. I like to put it as far back as I can see it, where the bird is creating the wake on top of the water, just to give that extra distance away from the boat in case the fish are shy. But all these combinations will work, and if you're targeting bluefish, they're all very deadly to catch bluefish with for live bait fishing for king mackerel. When looking to catch live bait or just want to catch more bluefish at one time, or Spanish mackerel, we have a product known as a rigged sparkle jig. I use it primarily for catching bluefish when fishing king mackerel tournaments. It's the standard sparkle jig with inline set of 4 individual gold hooks. Typically you'll locate the bluefish or Spanish and either cast around them or let it go to the bottom and jig them up. The reason I prefer this over trolling Clark spoons, especially when trying to catch live bait for king mackerel fishing in the form of bluefish, I have the opportunity to catch 5 at one time, as opposed to taking a Clark spoon and catching 1 or 2 at a time. So if you don't want to spend as much time on the water, and you can find a productive spot where they're schooled up, definitely give the Rig Sparkle jig a try. It'll maximize your catching ability and get you off the water quicker, get your baits back in the pen, and healthy quicker.